Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here today. And if this is your first time here, if you are interested in tarot cards, tarot readings, true crime stories, unsolved cases, and the occasional candle making video or fragrance review video, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. And of course, as always, a big thank you to those of you who come back every week. I look forward to your comments, even though sometimes I get behind on responding. I try to respond to each and everyone's comment. I need to update my list. I've got quite a few more requests of videos that I will be getting to. I know I keep promising these midweek videos. The week just flies by. I cannot even explain how it's like 1 minute it's Monday and the next minute it's Saturday, I swear. So I am going to try to catch up on these videos because I do have a lot to get through, and I know I'm not really going in order. So I know there's some of you who have probably requested a video a long time ago. So I am going to try to go back to those earlier requests and get those ones done first. So I just wanted to update you on that. And it's interesting because I went back and I looked at my list, and somebody did request the Suzanne Morphew case. And ironically, I have not gotten to it, and now if you're familiar with true crime and you follow these cases, we know that her husband, I can't remember his name, is it Barry? He was arrested in some connection somehow, probably responsible for what he did. So whoever requested that video, if you still want me to pull some cards on that one, just let me know. I don't mind. And I think that's it. I think that's all I need to say. Today's case is not a request, as a matter of fact. I wanted to throw this one in because it's a local case. So I live in Indiana, and this case took place in Syracuse, Indiana, which is about maybe an hour and a half away from me. I've never been to Syracuse, but lovely young 14-year-old Aaliyah Ramirez went missing about a week ago. So it's really still fresh. And whenever anything like this happens in a local area, I really follow it, and I really truly hope that there can be a good outcome in this case. I am going to read the news article that they have on there. It's just a few minutes. It won't take very long to go through the basics. There's not a whole lot of information out there yet because she just went missing a week ago. The last thing we know is that she got up on a Tuesday morning and she was headed to school. She left. I think there is a Ring video footage online. You can watch that. Somebody caught her on their Ring, and she is wearing a black zip-up jacket, gray and white sweatpants, and a purple Nike backpack. And so you can see her going down the steps. She's also carrying like a little binder for school. And I guess the bus stop is about a 5-minute walk. It's just a couple of blocks down the road. She never made it to the bus. She never made it to school. She's been missing ever since. So the last images of her walking down the steps on this Ring that's all we have. So she has not been seen since then. There's a lot of things going on with this case. There's a couple of different main things. One, I think that the leaving on her own will is one of those theories that's out there. So did she choose to leave? Is there something going on in her life that made her want to leave home? Number two, obviously, is this something like an abduction, a random abduction that happened that morning on her way to school? Three, could it be trafficking, something like that? So I'm not really familiar with the family dynamics of her situation. I don't know if the parents that she was living with are her biological parents, if they're foster parents. I have no idea. That kind of information is not out there. But a lot of people that know Aaliyah have come out and spoke about her and are showing concern, and are also saying that there was some turmoil in the home. I've heard a couple of things like that. So also, I do want to mention that, and I do have her photos up there right now. She was a dancer. She was in dance class for a very long time. Beautiful girl, beautiful young girl. So we're going to try to focus on, you know, what's going on. Did she leave intentionally, or is it something else? Is she in danger? Now, the article that I'm reading to you, or that I'm going to read to you, says that she could potentially be in danger. So I don't know what information they have that they're not sharing with us to make them feel that way. I mean, obviously, if someone's missing, absolutely they're in danger, but they say it matter-of-factly. So let's see what kind of information we can get. So let me read this really quick. All right, so Syracuse, Indiana. Indiana State Police need your help finding a 14-year-old girl who went missing earlier this week. Authorities in Syracuse said Aaliyah Ramirez was last seen Tuesday morning wearing a black zip-up jacket, gray and white sweatpants, and a purple Nike backpack. The teen stands about 5'9" and weighs about 138 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. Katie Reynolds says she knows Aaliyah Ramirez, or she has known Aaliyah Ramirez for more than 4 years. She says they grew up dancing together at a studio called Dancer's Edge in Marion and at the Indiana Ballet Conservatory in Indianapolis. She is one of the sweetest girls I've ever met, Reynolds said. We danced together. I was a senior when she was in the junior age. She says when she found out Ramirez was missing, she immediately began her own search. She says, quote, I found out Wednesday afternoon. It shocked me, and I started texting the whole company, she said. Like, does anyone know about this? She says others told her that Ramirez left Tuesday morning and thinks she never made it to her bus stop. Thursday night, a Facebook page was created to help in search, and Friday, the statewide silver alert was issued. Reynolds says that she and Ramirez were like a family at their dance studio. Quote, it strikes a chord in me. It hits home, she said. We need her home. There's so many of us that need her home. It's scary, and I don't want anything to happen to her. So if you have any information on Aaliyah Ramirez, contact the Syracuse Police Department at 574-267-5667, or they say that you can call 911. So I did also read in a couple of articles that they think that she could potentially be in Florida. So I don't quite know. Let me see if I can find that one again. Okay, so it says Syracuse police say Aaliyah could be anywhere, including Marion, Indiana, Georgia, or even Palm Beach County, Florida. So kind of specific locations, if they don't, it just kind of makes me feel like there's a lot of information in this particular case that we don't know. Okay, so that's what we're going to focus on today. So I have 3 decks here. I'm going to use the Lo Scarabeo. I want to pull a couple of the New Era Elements Tarot first before I start, and then the After Tarot. So let's get going here. I want to start with the New Era Elements because, and the reason why I chose this deck is because the images on here, the young girl that's on here, it just kind of spoke to me as far as Aaliyah, and they're not really that similar as far as the features, but for some reason that's why I chose this one for Aaliyah. So I do want to start out with this one and see what we're getting. So the first thing I want to ask is, I definitely want to ask, is Aaliyah in fact in danger? Is this a situation where this girl did not, for whatever reason, did she have problems at home? Is she staying with someone? Does she know what she's doing? Not like she knows what she's doing probably at 14, but is this something that she did willingly? Is she safe? So I want to know, is she safe or is she in danger? So let's see what we got here. Aaliyah Ramirez. Is Aaliyah Ramirez in danger? Aaliyah Ramirez in danger. All right. Oh my God. Okay. So I forgot about this. I was actually going to tell you guys that one of the cards that I consider to be a good representation of trafficking is the 8 of Wands. So this here is the Eight of Wands. This is the Eight of Wands in this card, in this case, in this deck, sorry. So that is a concern for me, the fact that we've got the Eight of Wands. And so this is also swiftness. You can see down there at the bottom, they have swiftness. So I don't think that this was planned. I really don't. I don't think that she ran away. Just by this card alone, I don't think she ran away. I think that there's a possibility that somebody came up in a car. This happened really fast. It was not planned. She was not expecting it. And I'm going to show the video, or not the video, but the footage of her leaving her house that morning. And, you know, this is not a girl who's got a backpack full of clothes or anything like that. This is not a girl who was leaving her house that morning, I don't think, with the intentions of going away someplace for any length of time. I think she fully intended on going to school that morning. She's got her backpack, she's got her binder, she's dressed for school. So this is not, I don't think, anything that was planned on her end. I think that there was a car that approached her, and it happened fast, and they got her in the car. Okay, and so we've got a lot of things going on here. We've got a pattern of behavior. We've got the number 8, right? So that's a pattern. So this is something that these people have done before. And like I said, when I first pulled this card, it's amazing that this one came out, because I meant to tell you guys that in trafficking situations, the one thing that I look at is that Eight of Wands. So crazy that this one came out. Definitely this, I feel confident saying that she did not run away, which is not what I was hoping. I was kind of hoping that she, you know, went someplace, is safe, maybe hiding out. So not a great one to start with. Okay, Aaliyah Ramirez. Where is Aaliyah Ramirez? Is she safe? What's going on, Aaliyah Ramirez? All right, so we've got the Ten of Cups. Let me pull a couple more here. The Nine of Wands. We've got a lot of high numbers here. The Hangman. Interference. All right, so let me see, which one is that one here? That is, okay, so that is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands kind of concerns me a little bit. Just the fact that the key word that they put on there is interference. I do believe that she was taken that morning by someone unexpected in a car that possibly pulled up and put her in the car, and it really just kind of, to me, she just did not, was completely shocked when it happened. Okay, but this also kind of makes me feel like there was more than one person in this car. I don't think that this is just an individual that we're talking about. I think that we've got a multiple number, or, you know, there's more than one person involved in this, and it happened very, very quickly. This happened very quickly. I mean, it was literally, they might have been driving down the road, they stopped just for a split second, someone pushes her in the car, and out they go, and it took all of maybe 5 seconds to do all of this. Okay, so it was really, really fast. The Hanged Man makes me feel like, unfortunately, well, one thing about this is I do feel like she is alive. I feel like she's alive, but I do feel like she is being held somewhere. So this is definitely being held somewhere against her will. I don't, usually this is kind of that middle ground, that stagnant, if you guys can see this, that stagnant card. You know, sometimes it's a good indication that maybe you need to wait and pause for a second. Maybe it's not the right time to act. It could be literally your life has been turned upside down. I think it's a little bit of the life has been turned upside down, but I also do believe it's an indication that she could be physically detained somewhere. It's possible that, you know, her hands are tied. It's possible that her feet are tied. So that it's a good thing because I do feel like she is still alive. So there's that. The Nine of Wands, you know, usually the Nine of Wands is like a defensive card for me. In this particular case, it's power. So what is the power representing here? Is this a powerful person? Is it a powerful group of people? Do these people have money? Is this, you know, because I do feel like based on the swiftness and the number of cards here, or the number of cars, which is 8, this is a pattern of behavior. I do feel like this is something that whoever did this, whoever has taken her, this is something that they've done before. So is this a group? Is this an organization? Whoever it is, I think they either believe that they are very powerful or they are very powerful. So interesting that came out. And then again, we've got the 10 of Cups, you know, repletion. Again, it's like a pattern. I'm seeing pattern. I'm seeing that this is a powerful group of people or a powerful individual that, you know, has done this many, many, many times in the past. And that's a concern. So let me go ahead. I just wanted to draw a couple of cards with that one to start us out and see what comes out. And so I do feel like she is alive. I do feel like just from that she has been taken. I don't think that she has willingly left. All right, so Aaliyah Ramirez. Aaliyah Ramirez. Well, those just kind of fell out, so let me see what they are. We've got Death. We've got the King of Cups reversed, the Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Let me see if I can kind of like adjust here because the lighting is horrible. Okay. All right. So Death, King of Swords reversed, Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords. So a lot of sword action. Okay. That's our comprehension, consciousness. Ideas, clarity, our understanding. So this a lot of sword action. It can be words, okay? It can be words even. The Death card, I do think that time is of the essence. I do think that that is serious. I think that that's a potential, unfortunately. But if they can find her, I do believe that she is alive right now. I really seriously believe that she is alive, but there is the potential that if they don't find her, they could harm her, okay? And by the looks of it, with that, I'm looking at that sword or that dagger or whatever it is down here, it is possible that she is in an injured state. I don't think that she has been harmed to the point of losing her life, but that is definitely something that they need to consider in trying to find her, because it, you know, time is, this one tells me time is of the essence. I do think it is a male who took her, because we've got this King of Cups reversed. The King of Cups reversed to me is somebody that is, you know, I consider this a person that has multiple personalities. They have a personality that they put on when they're out in the public, what they want people to see, what they want people to observe, but then they have this other dark personality. This is someone who can also be a drinker, okay? Hence the cups. This is somebody who can have anger issues, who cannot control their emotions, so they snap quickly. It could be even, I mean, he's literally holding a cup. If I put it upright, he's literally holding a cup, okay? So I do think that this person likes a drink, okay? Every once in a while or more than that. But this is also, yeah, this is not good. This is, I think, the person that, I'll just leave it upright so you guys can look at it. I do think that this is the person that we're talking about. And then the Ace of Swords. So I do feel like at this point, this was the opportunity. And that would have been, this is to me, Aaliyah. Okay. This represents her. This was an opportunity for someone. Someone's seen her. She is a very, very beautiful young lady. Very beautiful young lady, talented. And so I do think that whoever took her, I think looked at her as a target. I want to ask really quick, was her abduction, because I do believe it's an abduction at this point, was this planned? Was she a specific target, or was this just random? Was somebody out driving the roads looking for students walking to their bus stops? If they were out at that time of the day, they knew people would be walking to their bus stops, right? So was this just random, or was she the target, the intended target? But I do think that Ace of Swords is her. And this, again, the Knight of Swords, this is literally telling me how fast this happened. The Knight of Swords is the fastest card in the deck as far as speed to me. And, you know, I literally, when I see him on this bird, I mean, he's just coming up on these people here, and he's on his bird. This, again, makes me feel like they pulled up on her with a car, and they literally threw her in the car, and off they drove, and it took all of a few seconds, maybe a minute tops. Okay, so this is another indication that is backing up what I just pulled. So I do want to ask, was Aaliyah Ramirez the target, or was this something random? All right, so we've got the King of Pentacles. So I do think that this person looks at these opportunities, or he did look at her as an opportunity of financial gain or possessions. This is a King of Pentacles, right? So we've got possessions, wealth, power, wants. Okay, so, and the fact that he's holding on to that globe, all right, that kind of tells me that that globe has some sort of significance or importance. And so I do feel like in this particular situation, you know, all that gold there, all his possessions, we're talking about Aaliyah. Okay, so definitely he looked at this as an opportunity of some sort. Financial gain, whether it be his own value system, we don't know. So was Aaliyah a planned target? 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 Oh. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, and then we have the Lovers card. So the Eight of Pentacles tells me that it is, you know, again, we've got another 8. So we've got that 8, and that is kind of, again, I'm getting that pattern. I'm getting that habitual type behavior. And I do feel like these people are, whoever is behind this, whatever group or individual is behind that, this is something that they have done before. This is nothing new. Okay, so this is definitely, and the fact that he is focused on that one pentacle, okay, this is a methodical worker. This is someone who plans. This is someone who takes time on each and every pentacle, on each and every flower, to make sure each one is perfectly done. Okay, right now he's focused. He's not distracted by other ones. He's tuned in to the one that he's working on. And I have to think that that is probably what was going on with Aaliyah. I think that this indicates that, yes, she was a specific target. They were tuned in on her. They were focused on her. They weren't focused on any of these other ones. They were focused on this one right here. They were focused on her. Okay, so that was the one that they were after. So I do feel like this is actually pre-planned. I do believe that she was the target. She was meant to be the target. So interesting enough, we have the Lovers. Okay, so this could mean simply that whoever took her, it could be a partner, a partnership. It could be more than one person. Okay, and I do believe, based on that other card that we drew, I do believe that there is potentially more than one person involved anyway. But this would definitely represent a partner. We could also be talking about feelings, okay? Did this individual, did he know her? That's going to be my next question. Did he know her? Or, you know, did he, you know, work at the school or go to the same church or in the same town? Did this person have some emotional feelings, or is something going on with Aaliyah? Okay, something like that. So we've got the Lovers card. Let's just keep it in mind. I'm going to put it out. I'm going to just sit it right here because I want to remember that and come back to it if anything else comes up in that realm. At this point, I kind of feel like it's just meaning that we have a partnership. We have more than one person. Somebody's working with that King of Cups, okay? I don't think it's the King of Pentacles. I think that that was talking about the same person, but I do think that there is someone who works with that King of Cups. So this could just be that partner. All right, so did this individual or these individuals, did they know Aaliyah? Was this somebody that Aaliyah knew? Was this someone that Aaliyah knew? Was this someone that Aaliyah knew? Was this someone that Aaliyah knew? Someone that Aaliyah knew. Okay, so we've got the Emperor reversed. Go figure. We've got another 9. We've got a 9 of Wands. A 9. What's up with... Okay. Definitely, I feel like this person is known for drinking. Okay, we've got the 4 of Cups. So whoever did this with that King of Cups and this 4 of Cups, this is a drinker. This is somebody who drinks, okay? So if you live in Syracuse and there's somebody that kind of fits the bill for this person, a drinker, somebody with kind of double personality, somebody that has a short fuse, angers quickly, you know, kind of obsessed with certain things. You know, I don't want to say somebody that is wealthy or somebody that desires wealth, because we don't know what he values, okay? His idea of wealth could be young girls, okay? We don't know. So I don't want to say wealthy, but this is somebody who has these kind of crazy, horrible, evil desires, okay? Somebody who either likes the feeling of being powerful or maybe does have some powerful role here, you know, whether it be, you know, the job or whatnot. But as far as... I don't know, that Emperor reversed is a concern. This is, to me, the Emperor is a borderline asshole as it is, okay? Upright. An upright Emperor to me is somebody who is, in my mind, I always look at the Emperor as a controlling force, even though I have the Emperor on my tarot card or my tarot candle right now. But this is somebody who, you know, is controlling, somebody who is the boss. This is like the boss's boss, okay? So if you put it in that respect, it's the boss's boss, and it's the one that you have to walk on eggshells around, okay? Because you don't want to piss this person off. This is somebody who means business. This is somebody who overcomes any and all obstacles that come in his or her way. So this is definitely not someone to play with. And the fact that it came out reversed really, really is telling me that this is not a nice guy. This is an evil, nasty person. And by the Emperor coming out, it does make me feel like this is someone who does have a role or a position that puts him in a power type, at a power type level. Okay, so this, you know, interesting. I'm gonna have to draw a couple more cards on this, but this is not a good person. This is not a good guy. Yeah, this is who in the hell is that? Huh. Okay, again, we've got 9s. What's up with the number 9? So there's some significance to the number 9. I don't know what it is. It could be anything at this point. So it might mean something to someone else that it doesn't mean to me, somebody that's more familiar with this case. But there is some significance to the number 9 because these are not the first 2 that I've pulled. It could simply be, was this planned for 9 days? Was it planned for 9 months? I don't know, maybe her birthday is in September. It could be anything like that. Or maybe his birthday is in September or something like that. Or maybe it's going to be 9 days before they find her, or I hate to say 9 months. So it could really be anything like that. So I'm just going to leave it out there. It could be something that somebody else resonates with that's more familiar with her in this case. But to me, this is definitely a good sign. Okay, this is a defense, or kind of like you have been in the battle and you have struggled and you have gotten some wounds along the way, but he is a survivor, right? So that gives me some hope that, I do think that she is going to survive this. I really do. I get that feeling that she is going to survive this. I do think she's going to be found, and she isn't going to be found without some sort of, injury or something. I don't want to say injury, but she's not going to be exactly the same. There might be some wounds and struggles that she's obviously overcome, but I do think she's going to overcome it. So I'm glad that this card came out, and it's come out more than once now. So I do feel like she is going to come out of this. I think that this also shows that she has a lot of, this is a wands, okay? So this is fire. She has a lot of will inside of her to continue to fight, okay? This tells me that she definitely has that fighter spirit, and she is willing to do anything it takes to survive this situation, okay? And I do think that she is going to survive this situation. She's got that in her, okay? Some people in this situation would give up, and I don't see that with her. I mean, she is really fighting, and she is going to, I think, come out of this. She is going to have a few scratches here and there, but she is going to come out of this. I really do, and I'm glad that came out, because this makes me feel it is important time-wise, because we did pull that death card, and I do feel like that's definitely on the table. But she is doing everything that she can to prevent that from happening. So it is time is of the essence type of a case. And then we've got we have another 9. So we have the 9 of Cups. So this is usually just a contentment card, okay? You're content, you're happy with how everything's turned out. I do think that this is the individual, okay? This individual at this point in time thinks that he got away with it. And he's happy with what he has gotten for himself, okay? He's very satisfied with the work that he's done. Again, this isn't the first time that he's done it. Hopefully it'll be the last, but I do feel like he is content with how this has turned out so far. So far, he is gotten away with it. So again, I want to ask who the Emperor is, and I want to ask, is this someone that Aaliyah knew? Okay, so who is the Emperor? Can we get some clarity on the Emperor? This fell out, so I'll look at that in a second. Okay. All right, so the Queen of Pentacles fell out, and then I pulled the Queen of Wands, and then we've got the Two of Wands and the Justice card. So I'm happy with the Justice card coming out, because in this particular deck, the Justice scales are balanced, and so this does kind of give me some hope. I really do, between this Justice card and that Nine of Wands. I think that this girl has the motivation and the will and the desire to get out of this situation and to survive this, and I do believe that she will. Okay, I do believe that she will. However, there is a baby in this card. Okay, so that's a rebirth. Okay, that's a rebirth, that's a transition. I do think that this is probably going to change her, and I honestly couldn't imagine it not, because this is a traumatizing event. We don't know what she's going through, but I do feel like this is going to be a rebirth of sorts. Okay, so when she does come out of this and she does come home, you know, she is probably going to be a different person. And I don't say that in a bad way, but you know, I just, this is something that anybody who experiences a traumatic event like that and they come back, you know, there's bound to be some things. But even if you compare this with that Nine of Wands, remember the guy was bandaged up. Okay, he's seen some things, he survived some things, he's got some things that he has experienced now, and so it is going to be a complete different 180-degree different way of looking at life. And that could be a bad thing, or it could be a good thing, or a little bit of both. But I do think that she is going to be found. And right now, we've got the 2 queens, and we also pulled 2 kings. So I do feel like there is, and I'm going to pull this Lovers card back out again, because I said, remember I said, let me pull it out based on what else comes out. So this kind of actually makes me feel like that partnership that I was talking about earlier. Could this be a spouse? Could this be a spouse? Does this guy have a female friend or a female partner or a wife or somebody that he's in a relationship with that works with him? You know, there are those sick people, those sick couples. We hear about them all the time, unfortunately, in the media, right? Where a husband and a wife or a partnership or whatever was doing some crazy shit like this. So abducting children and whatever. I kind of now am starting to wonder if this partnership is the abductor and a possible spouse. Okay, or at least a partner. At the very least a partner. This has got to be at least a partner. Okay, doesn't have to be wife, but it's got to be a partner. And so, you know, and is that who this person is? I do, in this particular case, feel like the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands is the same person, one and the same. Okay, and I'm really just going by the imagery in that one and my own intuition. I do feel like this woman here looks the same. Very similar features in both cards. So not often do the queens and kings look that similar. I've just noticed that. But I do kind of feel like this is the same person. And we've got, for some reason, her dress in this particular card is sticking out to me. There's some significance with her dress. She's wearing a green dress and it has kind of green leaves all over it. Okay, so this is a Pentacles. This is earthly possessions, material possessions, you know, wealth, power, health. It can sometimes be sickness, depending on what it is. So this is that, you know, the roots, the foundation of things, okay? So it is going to represent, I think, the outdoors and, you know, the flowers and things like that. So, but there's something going on with the dress. There's something going on. So I guess my point of going on that spiel was that, you know, obviously that card is going to have some representation of outside or earthly type material tangible items, but there's something in particular about her dress and I don't know what it is. So, you know, this is a woman who's laying outside. There's leaves all over her. There's flowers behind her. There's a grapevine behind her, and she's lounging. You know, this is the queen, so she has time to lounge around. So interesting. And then we've got another queen here that looks very similar to her, and we've got the Queen of Wands. So, you know, wands, that's fire. Or, you know, this is somebody who is, very strong-willed, okay, gets what she wants. This is not somebody who is very emotional, okay? So not the type that kind of shows emotions. This is somebody who I think sticks to herself, very quiet, very, I think, introverted, to be honest with you. I think she's more focused on internal than external. So very interesting woman, you know, so if anything like that, if any couple, and this is a woman who I think is working with that emperor and that King of Cups reversed. Okay, so we're kind of getting I think the information of who these abductors could potentially be. So you've got this man who drinks potentially and who has a short fuse, okay, who, you know, has some value system. We don't exactly know what his value system is, but this is based off of that King of Pentacles. This is somebody who has some value, okay? There's something that he thinks is, you know, valuable to him. And then we have this woman who is, again, not very emotional, okay? So he's enough emotion for the two of them, okay? So he's the one that gets off, you know, crazy in his behavior and attitude. She's more subdued. She's more kind of, you know, is comfortable being outside, likes to be outside, you know, definitely has some determination and willpower, but this is somebody who is more of an introvert, keeps to herself, you know, just kind of goes with the flow. And I think he is the one who is kind of running the show. Okay, so that's what I think about the abductors. Now, the Two of Wands, I did ask, was this planned? And I asked also, does she know them? So I'm actually, I let me ask that too. Does Aaliyah know her abductors? Does Aaliyah know her abductors? Does Aaliyah know her abductors? If I could shuffle. Does Aaliyah know her abductors? Page of Cups. Another Ten of Wands. Oh my God, Ten of Swords. Oh my God, King of Wands. What the hell is going on? I don't think she knew them. I don't think she knows them. I don't think she's aware of who they are. I think that they're aware of who she is, but she doesn't know them, okay? I do think that this is an older couple as well. I'm kind of going with the fact that this could be potentially a couple or somebody that works together, has a partner in crime, if you will. So this is definitely, I think, a couple of people that are older, okay? So I'm thinking probably 40s. And, you know, I don't think that she knows who these people are or were, okay? They definitely planned for her. I think they were well aware of who she was, okay? They might have had a couple of options. This kind of tells me that they may have had two people in mind, two young girls in mind, and ultimately settled on her. But I do think that is actually, she was definitely the target. They knew where she was going to be. They knew what street to be on. They knew what time she went to her bus. Okay, you're not just going to get into your car and randomly at 7:25 just drive around on side streets and hope to catch somebody walking to the bus, okay? I think that this was definitely, they put a lot of work and effort into this. They knew her schedule. They knew what time they would find her on the road getting to her bus stop. They probably needed to know what time that bus arrived at the end of the street because, you know, you're not going to abduct somebody when the bus is at the end of the road, right? So these are people that really put some effort into what they were doing and in their plan. And so I do think that they definitely were aware of her and knew her and had this all planned out, but she did not know who they were or are, okay? And this, I do, the Page of Cups. You know, I do think that this is definitely Aaliyah, okay? And I honestly, I think that you know, this just kind of, I think, represents who she is as a person. You know, she is, whenever you read on her, I'm just looking at the card, whenever you read up on her, anybody who has done an interview and is talking about her describes her as such a sweet young lady, such a very kind, the nicest young girl that you could ever meet. This is someone that is a dancer, you know, definitely somebody who takes chances and is looking for opportunity and adventure. And so I do think that this is Aaliyah, and it is kind of reminding us that, you know, this is who she was. This was her personality. So very beautiful, very beautiful. I think this is really a beautiful card. You know, just it kind of represents a very beautiful person inside and out. And so I'm kind of looking at the outfit, I guess. I was just kind of looking at the shoulders and the ruffled arms and whatnot, and thinking back about how she is a dancer. And so that just kind of, you know, it just kind of, again, makes me feel like this is definitely her. And we've got a turtle down here. We've got a swan. You know, so I don't know if she liked turtles or, you know, anything like that, but interesting that we have a turtle here. I'm sorry, guys. And, you know, outside. So she is outside. So this could actually be that, you know, she liked being outside. Was she an outdoorsy kind of girl? I don't really feel like she was. Or is she outside now? So we're gonna get to that still. Again, we've got this King of Wands coming. So, you know, there's another person here. Hold on, let me come back to this one. Okay, so definitely we are at a race against time, okay? This 10 of Swords can indicate a physical assault. It can indicate betrayal. It can indicate the ending of something, but when it's the ending of something, it's also the beginning of something new. It can just be a simple transition. Like I said before, she pulled the Death card and she pulled the 10 of Swords. Those are not the best two cards that I would want to pull in a situation like this. And I do think that if they cannot find her in a reasonable time, that there is a possibility that she will not be returning. But I stick with my first thought that she is alive currently. She is being held, okay? This was something that happened against her will. She did not run away. And if they don't find her, they need to really find her quickly, okay? They really do. They need to find her quickly. And again, this is just another reminder that it's a race against time, okay? I don't like that one. And I do feel like, honestly, when I look at these two cards now, side by side, it kind of makes me feel like this is possibly a police officer or a detective. I do feel like they are really kind of looking into this case. They're really working hard. They're working as a team. This is teamwork right here. So the Three of Pentacles and then the King of Wands. I do feel like this is actually more of a detective, not anything to do with an abductor or anything like that. And it is with all that fire on the bottom showing you the desire that they have to get this case solved. So I do think that they are definitely working very hard behind the scenes. And it's not just this guy. I think this guy, whoever this is, could potentially be a lead detective, but there's other people on the team that are working together to try to solve this case. So let me switch off to the After Tarot, and I want to ask, is she still in Indiana? Because there's a lot of talk about her being in Palm Beach. And I think that article said, what was it? It said something like Georgia. Was it Georgia? Yeah, okay. So Aaliyah could be anywhere, including Marion, Indiana, Georgia, or even Palm Beach, Florida. All right. Is Aaliyah in Indiana still? Is Aaliyah in Indiana? Aaliyah in Indiana. Okay, So we've got possessions, holding on to possessions. Okay, hold on, let me grab another one here. Holding on, holding on. Okay, the message of these two cards is that she is holding on. She is holding on, okay? I cannot stress enough how time is of the essence in this case. She is literally holding on. This is somebody holding on to their possessions, and this is somebody literally holding on for their life. And I think that that's what we're dealing with in this situation. So I really want to emphasize that I truly, truly, in my heart of hearts, do not believe that this girl ran away. I think that she was taken against her will. And I think that if there's any case in the world that really, really needs to be solved quickly, it's this one. Time is definitely of the essence, okay? She's running out of time, okay? She's literally holding on by the tips of her fingers here. So, again, I want to ask is, okay. All right, Aaliyah, can you give us any indication on where you are? Where are you located? Any indication on where you are, where you're located? Any indication on where you are, where are you located? How can we find you? How can we find you? How can we find you? Okay, we've got the Sun card. Okay, so we've got the Sun card. This gives me hope. This gives me hope, guys. And we pulled that Justice card. Okay, we pulled the Justice and we've got the Sun card. So, and I think she is holding on. Okay, so we've got some time, but we don't have a whole lot of time. And we've got also the Ten of Cups. This is a good card too. All right, so this is a happy ending card. We've got the rainbow. When rainbows show up in cards, sometimes I can think of it as a transitioning from earth to spirit. So, but in this particular case, I don't get that feeling. I really, really, truly don't. I feel like this is going to have a happy ending, but it is very critical that they find her quickly. Okay, so let's put those off to the side. Definitely, you know, this Five of Pentacles to me, this is definitely some possible physical injury. Okay, this is I don't think that she has been hurt to the point to where I think it's there is something physical that she has, I think, went through. Okay, there is some, you know, and I don't even want to say it, but I do think that they've done something to her. Okay, she's still alive and she's holding on. Okay, but she's holding on literally by the tips of her fingers. Okay, so there's something going on, some injury. And in this particular card, in this particular deck, we've got a woman here with a bandage on her left arm and wrist, and we have another bandage on her left foot. She's also wearing raggedy clothes. Okay, she's cold. I don't know where you guys are right now, but here in Indiana, it's still chilly at night, and so I do kind of feel like that is an indication that there's times where she's cold, okay? And she could possibly have an injured foot, an injured arm, injured hand, something like that. And he also has a bandage on his head. So, and this actually shows three people. And remember, I have said from the get-go of this reading that I think that this is a pattern of behavior. I don't think that this is the first time these people have done this. This actually tells me that she could potentially be in an area or in a situation where she's with other girls who have been taken by this group, okay? This is showing three people, but it's a five, okay? So I think that it's a possibility that wherever she is, or whoever has her, wherever they've put her, she's actually with other people, okay? Possibly at least two other people. And they're injured as well, okay? So yeah, it's ridiculous. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting enough, because in this particular queen, we've got this queen looking into that pentacle, and I just noticed that there's a reflection. And right away, the word that came into my mind was vain. Vain. There's a reflection and vain. Okay, so I do kind of feel like there is some of that as well, describing possibly the female in this situation as far as the abductor is concerned, or abductors. You know, is there a woman who is, you know, continuously obsessed with how she appears to people or how she looks? You know, is there anyone that kind of fits the bill for that? Okay, because I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at her reflection. You know, and most of the time she's just focused on the pentacle, okay, or whatever it is that she values. But in this particular card, I tell you, I'm hearing the word vain. And then we have the lovers, or not the lovers, the Two of Cups. So we've got this union, we've got this partnership. And I do think that there is potentially a couple that's out there doing crazy shit to people, okay? Possibly young girls, possibly children, you know, allegedly, okay? But I do think that this couple relies on each other. They do this. They do this together, and I think that they have been doing it together for quite some time. So, also, this is a very comforting looking card as well. So I'm assuming that Aaliyah probably at 14, you know, let's face it, she probably had a boyfriend or a friend or whatever the case may be. This could also be her and the boyfriend, but I don't think so. I really don't think it is. I really think that this is more of the couple that is possibly involved in an abduction. I really do. And I think that they comfort each other. They're there for each other, in a sick way, of course, you know, because they're doing sick shit if this is what's going on. But they really lean on each other for support in this situation of whatever craziness they're doing in their life. And then the Nine of Wands, or the Knight of Wands. Okay, so I'm glad this card came out. This actually makes me happy that this card came out, because I feel like there's a mistake that they've made somewhere. Because this is my clumsy card, and it's my clumsy card because of the way he's dressed up, and his horse is out of control. Okay, it's like you can't control his horse. He's definitely, to me, the opposite of the King of Swords. So he's all decked out in his gear, and he's wearing kind of a silly outfit. He's definitely protected from head to toe. But he doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look confident is what I feel like is lacking in this card. He lacks confidence, okay? And I feel like he's trying, but he just can't get his horse under control, okay? He's just all over the place. And so I feel like this is a person that really wants to achieve and wants to do something, but just doesn't quite have it in them to be able to pull it off. And I kind of feel like this could indicate that this person possibly made a mistake out of pure clumsiness, okay? There's something going on. I think that may help in this situation. You know, and then let's look at some of the other cards, or some of the other visuals in the card. We've got the Egyptian pyramid, the Sphinx, you know, definitely outdoors. So again, if anybody sees this and they are closer to this case, those symbolisms might have more importance to them, okay? But I do think that this indicates that this person possibly was a little bit clumsy in this particular case, and or in this particular situation, and they've made a mistake of some sort. All right, so I want to do a yes or no as far as Aaliyah being in Indiana. Is Aaliyah in Indiana? Is Aaliyah in Indiana? There we go. Oh my God. Talk about a gray card. Talk about a maybe. The High Priestess. Someone holds the key to this. Someone knows something. Someone knows something. Someone knows something about this case, about Aaliyah and where she is. And I'm not just talking about the abductor or abductors. There's someone else that holds the key. She's holding the key, right? She holds the key to what's behind the veil. That's what the high priestess does. She sees things that others don't. Okay? This is definitely kind of telling me that there is someone who holds the keys to this case. Someone knows something that no one else knows. Now, whether they're keeping it to themselves because they're trying to protect Aaliyah or whether they're trying to hurt Aaliyah, I do believe that they need to come forward and tell the police what they know, because I actually kind of feel like there's some people in this case or involved in Aaliyah's circle that potentially know that there's some problems going on in her life, and because of that they think that she left willingly. But they're wrong. I really do believe that they're wrong. Okay, I do believe that there may be some things going on in Aaliyah's life, but in this situation there was something that came out of nowhere that no one seen coming, and that they came in and they abducted this girl. And I do believe that she is in fact in danger, and I don't think that she did this willingly. Wouldn't it be awful if you have a situation where a young girl like Aaliyah was having problems at home and possibly told people that you wanted to get out of there, and maybe even mentioned that you wanted to run away, and so one day you end up going to the bus stop and somebody kidnaps you, and lo and behold, everybody thinks back of the time that you mentioned you wanted to run away, and then they label you as a possible runaway, when in fact it really wasn't. And so I kind of feel like there's somebody out there that knows something, but because they think something else happened, they're not coming forward. They think that they're helping her by not coming forward with the information. And I think that they need to come forward, because what is really truly going on is not what they think. Okay, she is in danger and time is of the essence. I cannot say that enough. So if you know anything, please come forward. Yes or no? Again, yes or no? Indiana. Is she in Indiana? Is Aaliyah still in Indiana? Yes or no? Is Aaliyah still in Indiana? King of Swords. Page of Cups. That's the second Page of Cups we've had. Lovers. Jesus. All right. So the King of Swords to me, I don't think she's in Indiana. I really don't. I really don't. The King of Swords would definitely be a no for me. We've got a beach. We've got water. We've got water. I don't know why the police are so adamant that she could possibly be in Palm Beach, but I do believe that there could be some substance to that because of this page card. So we've got a beach, we've got seashells. Okay, you're not going to go up to Lake Michigan, an hour north of here, and find seashells on the beach or see blue water or anything like that. So I do feel like the fact that this card came up, we're looking at the imagery to find out where she is. And I actually don't think that she's still in Indiana. I do think that it's a possibility that Florida over Georgia. I think it would be more Florida, just with these two cards here, with the beach and the water behind them. This is a big body of water. So yeah, I think that we're looking, I think that it's a possibility that Florida is potentially where she is. And I don't know what's going on with the Lovers. Okay, so there's some significance to some couple or some union, some relationship. Okay, there's something going on here. And so is this, I really do kind of feel that it's the abductor and possibly the spouse of the abductor, or the other abductor, I guess. I do think that I kind of get the impression now at this point that we're working with a husband and wife. And we're working with an evil husband and wife because of that snake. I mean, these two are sneaky. These two are snakes, okay? These people cannot be trusted. They hit when you don't expect them to. They're very, very sly. They kind of, what does a snake do? It camouflages itself, right? It hides. It can go underneath leaves and you don't even know it's there. It can go under the sand and you don't even know it's there. So they really kind of camouflage into their surroundings. And so I do think that these two people, that's what they do, and that's how they get away with it, because they really kind of just blend in. They don't stand out. There's nothing about them that makes them stand out. So I don't think that they would even be on anybody's radar, because they just don't. They don't even make a bleep, okay? No one would even consider them, but they're very, very deadly. They're they're a very nasty couple. They're very, something's off about them. There's something not right here. So I do kind of feel like she is in Florida. I do think that this is another indication that she is blindfolded. So I don't think that she exactly can see where she is, but I do think that she hears water. I do. I think she can hear the water. She can hear the waves. And these two guys here, this Two of Swords, that to me just kind of tells me that she's probably being guarded. They're watching her. I do think that she is being held with other people, but I do think that all of these people that include her are guarded. Okay, they're being watched. So I do think that there's actually more people involved. So let me just ask, yes or no, is she in Florida? Is Aaliyah Ramirez in Florida? Is Aaliyah Ramirez in Florida? Is Aaliyah Ramirez in Florida? The Page of Pentacles. All right, so the Page of Pentacles, I do kind of feel like this is, I think that there's some potential that she is actually in Florida. I really do. And I'm simply going by the color of this card, because this just seems like the Page of Pentacles. This is like a new opportunity, right? A new, something has come your way. So it's something good. It's potential, all right? And you've got all the yellow in the background. You've just got that nice warm glow to it. And so this is definitely a yes card for me. So I do think that there is some serious potential or likelihood that she is in fact in Florida. So, and I do think that she is near water, which could be, any place in Florida, but they seem to have an area of target. They seem to be saying Palm Beach. So I do think that there's some substance to that. But again, she is literally defending herself, I think, every day. Okay. Whoever this is, whoever's doing this to her, whether it be one person or more than one person, they are a monster. Okay. They're monsters. These are evil people. And they have done this time and time again. This is something that they've done. We've pulled so many high number cards, so many repetition, pattern type cards, which just tells me, again, I will repeat myself, this is not something that they've done for the first time only. Okay, this is something that they've been doing. And they have their own demons. They also have demons that they're dealing with. And I wouldn't doubt that they have some nightmares along the way based off of things that they've done. But I think this is an interesting card to pull, because I think it's actually representing the abductors as well as Aaliyah. And so they're all struggling right now, right? Aaliyah more than the other ones, because she is really truly being held against her will. And she's not sleeping. She's not sleeping at all. This is a no sleep card. This is that 3 a.m. card. So this tells me that she's not sleeping. She I hate saying it, but she is, just not in a good environment at all. I do believe she is alive now. Okay, but like I said, she is hanging on. She is hanging on. So again, I'm going to end this card or this drawing now. I will have the information up on the computer or the screen, so that if anybody has any tips or any kind of information, to please go ahead and call it in. I think time is of the essence. I know time is of the essence here. They need to find her, and they need to find her now. So if anybody knows anything, please call it in, and you know, let's hope that we can find this beautiful young girl. So yeah, okay guys, have a wonderful evening. Until next week, I will see you then, and I'll talk to you later.